We are back with another edition of The Drive presented by oddschecker.com. With me, as always, my guy, Andy Lack at ADP Lack Sports. The fall swing continues. A familiar event on the calendar, the Shriners Children's Open, always a beautiful institution in Las Vegas, TPC Summerlin. I was actually lucky enough to play that course earlier earlier this year and played quite well. It's all a bit of a blur because it got lost in the rest of a Vegas weekend. But hopefully, when it shows back up on the screens, it'll be a friendly reminder. Andy, how are you, my friend? I remember the days this was like the Justin Timberlake Open at one point. Very random golf memory there. But talk us through the Shriners. For a lot of golf fans, we know it well. We know what sort of golfer to expect to win, the player profile, winning score. Tommy Kim going through for the three-peat, but talk about the player profile you plan on attacking.
Yeah, so we have a ton of data on this event. I think it's one of the more straightforward golf courses on the PGA Tour. I feel like I have a really good handle on my breakdown of the golf course. It's pretty straightforward, man. I mean, this is one of the easier driving golf courses on the PGA Tour. It's one of the only golf courses where I really don't think being an elite driver helps you all that much at this golf course. And the players that I'm targeting are really, really elite wedge players and great putters. I think that you either want to be a superstar from 100 to 150 yards because it's a very short golf course. One of the least long iron intensive golf courses on the PGA Tour. Like this is a huge wedge fest, and everyone's playing from the same spots in these very wide fairways. Or you want to be a superstar from 5 to 15 feet because these guys are going to have 5 to 15 footers for birdie all day. And the general rule of thumb is that the guy who makes the most 5 to 15 footers at the Shriners is generally the last man standing. Either elite wedge players or elite putters. And if you're good at both, then I most likely have bet you. And I have a full card already on this Monday afternoon. So I can kick it to you first to talk about the odds boards, but anything you want to add based on my breakdown?
Nope, it's pretty makes a lot of sense, and everything you sort of said kind of makes sense how sometimes even the best not the guys who are known for being the best putters can come here and be lights out and lift a trophy. Tom Kim, though, a standalone favorite, you'd probably argue deserved here, going for that trying to win this thing again. 14-1 seems to be the high water mark on the grid, but not too many names in front of 30-1. Pendrith, 25-1. Davis Thompson, 28. Bo Hostler, 30. Kitayama, 30 as well. And then you know what? I'm going to include your boy Seamus Power, who you were on last week. I consider buying, I wouldn't even call it the dip, but Power's a guy I'd say of that entire group that I'd be looking at. If I have the courage to bet Bo Hostler, big Bo Hostler fan, he's in great form. He'd be another one. So if I went to a say number in front of 40-1 this week, maybe Power, maybe Hostler. Have you made a bet in there?
Yeah, I actually bet I'm sticking with Power. He's finished 11th in both starts this fall swing. He's playing some incredible golf. This is another, he's the number one player in this field.
Vegas
Uh,
native, or he lives there, right? I believe.
yeah, yeah. Well,
For
not
what
only
that's
that,
worth.
but yeah, I mean, he's a phenomenal wedge player and a great putter. So he checks both of those boxes, and that's why he plays so well in a lot of these fall swing events. That's why he plays so well in Birdie Fest. So Seamus Power 33-1. I
Can
bet
I
him.
guess
I
your next bet?
uh Please.
Okay, so past I assume you have no other guys in that high end range. Maybe you
I
do.
do.
Oh,
Wow, gosh, I'm looking now, Geoff, because I was running errands for the past couple hours. The market actually moved against me on one of these guys. I bet Eric Cole at 35 to
that'd be
1.
my guess. You could have said top guys. I could whatever. In my mind,
Dude,
I
you
know that
can
I
you
could
can
have at
get you
least looked
can
good.
you can you can get
I
Cole
was
at
gonna say
40.
Eric Cole. I mean, just the way you laid it out, it seems like a
Yeah.
very fair price for Eric Andy, 40-1 on the odds checker grid. I sort of interrupted you before you said the number that you bet earlier today, which isn't as good. I guess the books could be baiting Eric Cole money. You can't really blame them. But this does seem like an Eric Cole event. As a guy that maybe I bet Eric Cole once in the last 2 years, I could really see myself getting in on this 40-1 this week, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, if the Bucks are baiting us to bet Eric Cole, they baited
What
me
was
at
your
an even
number?
worse number. I bet him at 35. I
All
mean,
right.
which is interesting because not to pat myself on the back too much, but the market rarely moves against me in golf. Um, moves against me in football all the time, but it rarely moves against me in golf. So I don't know. Maybe take that with a grain of salt. If I usually get CLV on most of my outrights that I bet on Monday morning. So maybe take with a grain of salt on Cole, but Hoagie
He's played well
35,
here
I
in the
also bet.
past, Cole.
Well, it's just the my numbers love him. I mean, you want to play Cole on golf courses where driving is mitigated because that's the weakest aspect of his game. And he's a phenomenal wedge player and he's a phenomenal putter. Um, so Eric Cole, 35 to 1, widely available at 40. I bet Tom Hoagie at 35 to 1. He's as low as 25, but there's also 33s available everywhere using the odds checker grid. That 35 is on Caesars Sportsbook. Do you want me to just give you all my guys now? I only have two more.
Yeah, I'll get it, but I'll give you just a couple of mine quickly. I bet Daniel Berger this morning, 90 to 1.
Yeah, I was on him last week.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
on. I asked you about him last week. I'm going back in. If he says he's healthy, I'm still willing to play these numbers. Obviously, he could be lying. I've seen that's dropped to 75. I still like it there. If you tell me you're betting it at 75, I'll even re up. I don't mean you, Andy. I mean our friends, listeners. For a big number, I'm about Grayson Sig this week at 125 to 1. Hopefully he can roll. He can roll that rock for us. And I might be just a sucker, could be getting sucked in with Harry Hall at 50 to 1.
Already
So,
bet him.
okay, love that. So
Yeah.
those are three guys that I'll be betting this week, but it's Eric Cole, who of the ones you've mentioned thus far, I'm pretty certain I'm going to get on with you there. So why don't you round out your card? Because that's mine.
Yeah, just a tight five manner, all between 30 and 60 to 1. Harry Hall, you mentioned, he's another Las Vegas resident, one of the best putters in this field. He's been great at the Shriners. It's actually a golf course with pretty sticky course history for what it's worth as well. And then Andrew Putnam, 60 to 1. Andrew Putnam is a great iron player, great from 100 to 150 yards, great from 5 to 15 feet. He's got a ton of putting upside. Just gained over 6 strokes on approach at the Alfred Dunhill. Um, and there's a lot of upside there with Putnam. So I took the plunge on Andrew Putnam 60 to 1 to round out my card.
Right. There it is. I'm looking at Hoagie as well because he seems like a lovely fit. There's like the low-hanging fruit, Hoagie in a town with a casino joke. Could always just end up into a really long
But he's
night.
been great here.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
I
You
yeah.
would think even if you're like a hardcore love the felt, you have the willpower to be like, I can come here anytime I want. I have my PGA Tour card. I make my schedule. So why do I need to play this week? They're no secret to this event. Wouldn't shock me at all if Hoagie lifted that trophy, even though I'm not there. Maybe it's a jacket with the Shriners. Nonetheless, Andy, Las Vegas, a lot of memories, a lot of blurry memories. We'll be back as the swing season marches on through football season here in the early goings before Thanksgiving. For Andy, I'm Geoff. We'll be back next week. Hope to bag one. Hope to bag one with a football crossover. We'll be back. Thanks, odds checkers. Smash that like.